What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark. Thanks again for being a part of Not Your Father's Capital. Bitcoin spot ETF, okay? If it's approved, what's going to happen? That's what I'm going to be asking you guys in this video. As always, guys, remember to subscribe down below. Check us out on X as well. Handles in the bottom left of your screen. Always be in the know with what we go on the channel. I try to post as much on there as possible. A lot of breaking news as well as all my videos on the daily. But let's talk about this, guys. If Bitcoin's ETF is approved, what may happen to the rest of the world? Okay, so this is kind of where we're getting into the thoughts, looking into the 15th year, guys, the 15th year since Bitcoin was mined initially. Okay, the first Bitcoin block, the Genesis block, but we're going to talk about exactly what's going to happen within this SEC and Bitcoin ETF debate. Okay, so we're going to get into it. Guys, obviously not financial advice. Please do your own research and due diligence when we talk crypto on this channel. But let's hit it, all right? And this is where we're seeing a lot of comments that we talk about within the SEC's battle to approve this spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund. And what we look in is some of the opinions coming back on this, okay? So what will actually happen, all right? So this is a very important quote I want to point out for you guys. Gaber Gerbax, the director of digital assets from Van Eck, okay? We all know some of the comments Van Eck has made in response to these spot ETFs. Trillions in value over the long term and tend to overestimate the initial impact of the Bitcoin ETFs, and initial flows will equal only a few hundred million of mostly recycled money. All right, so it's more of a down the road effect. And I think what I've heard from a lot of colleagues and people talking crypto out there is when it comes down to this spot ETF, people don't understand exactly what's going on behind the scenes. They just think it's going to be another thing on Wall Street that you can get your hands on, but you don't really fully understand the magnitude of what's going on behind the scenes. And that's something where I don't even really have enough info to talk about, but I do know it's happening. I do know that more on on the corporate side of crypto. There's a lot of back channel discussions and collaborations and things going on in Web3 that would really blow your mind. So that's all going to be happening in 2024. I think we're going to get a lot of that input and analysis coming down from all that. But this is something where we go into the future and even talk about more analysts and their predictions, okay? Other analysts believe that within the ETF issuers that you're going to have to be required to purchase a ton of Bitcoin to be able to satisfy the institutional demand. Okay, so that's going to shift a lot of the tokenomics and the dynamics behind that, creating more of a supply shock within what we've seen, okay? So that's kind of what you're seeing as a lack of the Bitcoin on exchanges suggests that holders are storing it in personal wallets, indicating that they're less likely to sell, okay? That's what you're seeing. We saw it happen basically back into 2004, where we had the gold shares ETF come about, the first spot gold ETF in the United States. All right, and that's where we saw that surpass $1.9 billion in inflation-adjusted terms in just 4 weeks, getting to $4.8 billion by the end of the year, and now it's currently seated at $57.37 billion in total assets. So that's being, Bitcoin being compared to the and known as the digital gold, right? That's a very good comparison if we want to kind of look into the magnitude that we saw with gold shares ETF in terms of what the Bitcoin ETF would bring to the table, okay? So those are just a couple perspectives that go along with what could happen. So we could either see a supply shock or we could see a steady and slow inflow of institutional demand into the market, okay? And that's kind of what you're looking into, guys, because there's a lot of ways that crypto can go. A lot of people are have predicted that the price action that we're seeing in the crypto market has had this basically priced in for quite some time. I believe that to an extent. We saw that with this recent dip that we've had, that a lot of money is being priced into the Bitcoin price and the crypto market as a whole. And that's kind of attributed to that 2.5 almost X that we've seen with Bitcoin in 2023. So we've seen this Bitcoin rally continue largely since October, up almost over 60% since that time. So that's what comes down to as the expectations that the SEC will approve, and that's when this all started, okay? So what we're looking into basically for the future of Bitcoin, obviously I think over 100,000 is something that is all but inevitable. Obviously nobody has a crystal ball, and like I said, guys, do your own research, but firmly over 100K for Bitcoin for me. I think that's going to happen sooner than most people think personally. But we're looking into a lot of people that have exposure to Bitcoin, and that number is going to grow. Okay, I think you're going to see a lot of corporations start backing the number one crypto, and I think it's more so underappreciated in terms of what it's actually going to bring to the table and scale. And I think that's going to be the catalyst that thoroughly gives a lot more stability and volume into the broader crypto market as a whole. And I think it's kind of what we're looking at where you don't really understand the magnitude, like I said earlier in this video. So we're going to take a quick look into the charts, guys, show you exactly what's going on. Kind of a red day. I think a lot of people are looking into Bitcoin down 1.2% at the time of this recording. Ethereum's down 2.1%, and kind of across the board, guys, we're seeing a red day, piggybacking off of a couple days ago when we had this potential delay to the Bitcoin spot ETF being launched. And I think this is kind of, maybe possibly one of the last dips before we actually hit our stride and the ETF comes about. So all good stuff happening in crypto 2024. Very exciting year. I'm pumped. I hope you guys are as well. Remember, like I said, guys, make sure you guys all subscribe on your way out. Follow us on X as well in the bottom left of your screen. Never miss a beat when we talk crypto. And I appreciate you guys all stopping by the channel. Please let me know down below in the comments box as well. What are you guys thinking with this spot ETF and some of these analyst predictions? Do you guys are on board with that, or do you have any other ones you want to add into the fold? I try to respond to each and every one of you guys, but it is hard with the channel growing. But I thank you guys for all being part of it. It really does mean a lot. And we'll see you guys all in the next video.